Yo, RX finally back with another breakdown of UFC 310 Rakhmonov versus Garry. We back with another breakdown of a card that is, well, not good. If I had to describe it, it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. The good on the card is really good. The bad on the card is really bad. It's a mixed bag. There are some really good fights. There's some really bad fights. It's a mixed bag. Like I said, I can't really describe it in any other term because I just think that's the best term. I can't call the card good because there are bad fights on it. I can't call the card bad because there's good fights on it. It's a mixed bag. I don't know what other way to put it. Last pay-per-view of the year, some big fights on it, some not so big fights on it. A lot's gonna happen. It's gonna be interesting. I'm excited in a way. I'm not excited in others. Let's just see what happens. It's good to finally be back. First time recording in 2 weeks since the Macucko card, which was great. Probably better than this card will be. So, after a nice break last week, Thanksgiving, hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving and all that. We are finally in December. This is the second to last card of the year, the last pay-per-view of the year. If we can go out on some high notes, that'd be nice. But with how this card looks, it feels unlikely. It very much feels a little unlikely, but I guess we'll see. I did not think much of that Macucko card, and look what happened. That card was great. So, what do I know? Not much, I guess. But, yeah, I think Kong Wang and Shi Ming proved that pretty well, that I don't know shit. But I guess we'll see. Outside of that, like I said, I'm excited for a lot on this card. I'm not for a lot of other things on this card, so let's just wait and see what happens. Outside of that, I can't really think much else to say. It's good to be back, as I said, after about 2-week break. Again, the Macucko card was great. Great way to go into Thanksgiving weekend and all that. But now we're blood hungry. We want some fights, and let's see some fucking fights. So. And we have 14, a lot. But a lot of them I won't talk about because they are shit, so, yeah. Outside of that, I can't think of anything else to say. I'm just rambling on at this point. It's good to be back. I know y'all didn't miss me, but I missed y'all, so let's break down some fucking fights. Before I do, please like, comment, subscribe. I'm not gonna say 100 subs by the end of the year because it's not possible. Let's be honest, I'm not getting 30 subs in 4 weeks, 3 weeks, so whatever we end with, we end with. Thank you for watching, no matter what, liking, subbing, whatever. And let's break down some fights. You ready? I'm ready to be back. Let's watch something. Let's break down, not watch. We got 2 days till then. Let's break down some fights. Well, 1 day by the time this comes out, but still. We begin on the early prelims. 5 fights on the early prelims, so, which is rare. Usually we get 3 or 4 if we're lucky, but we got a 5-fight early prelim to begin the night, and some good on it, some bad. We'll talk about it as we begin in the heavyweight division with a fight that is pretty easy to predict. Not a lot of time's gonna be wasted on this because it doesn't need to be. As in our first fight of the night and the heavyweight division, we begin the night with, we return fights with Kennedy African Savage and Nzechukwu versus Łukasz the Bull Brzeski. And Nzechukwu did just fight a month ago on the Ilya Max card, but he is stepping out on short notice for, I believe it was, yes, Taliesin Teixeira, who pulled out. So, and then it's funny, right after this fight got cancelled, which is also a heavyweight fight, so why not do this fight? Whatever, Kennedy's back on short notice again, somehow, and in an even easier fight than Chris Barnett, so, yeah. I think we all know how this fight's gonna go, but I'll talk about it real quickly, because, I guess, why not? But, again, we know what's gonna happen. So let's come back with our first fighter of the breakdown, Kennedy and Nzechukwu. Kennedy in UFC 7 and 5, coming off Contender Series. At light heavyweight, he had a very up and down career, going 6 and 5. Didn't end in the best fashion. OSP, Dustin Jacoby. But that was not his weight class. He moves up to heavyweight, fights Chris Barnett on short notice, dominates him like it was nothing, and now he's back a month later, a little over a month later, to fight Łukasz Brzeski. Yeah, I'm not sold on Kennedy at heavyweight yet. I still think the dude has all the talent in the world. He's ginormous, he has power in his hands, he's a good striker, but he has to just be there mentally. And when he was there mentally at light heavyweight, he dominated. But he just wasn't there mentally after a while. Can he stay focused at heavyweight? He's not cutting weight. He's back already. He didn't have time to rest. He's just right back in there. And an easier fight than even Barnett was. If he can stay the Kennedy we saw at peak at light heavyweight, he can be really good at heavyweight. He could be top 15. He just needs to stay fighting at his best, which has been his big problem in the UFC. He hasn't been able to do that. So, again, he lost to OSP this year. The same OSP who was cut from the UFC. Now, after Ryan Spann ran through him like butter. So, the same dude got KO'd by Dawoon Jung. I think Dawoon's last win in the UFC. So, but the same dude who knocked out Carl Solberg and fucking subbed Devin Clark and beat Ian Gutiérrez in the main event. Don't ask. Long story. So, this dude has all the talent. And again, I could see him being a top 15 dude at light heavyweight. Just he has to fucking stay consistent. And if he can do that, we're in for an interesting fucking prospect at heavyweight. We just need him to stay consistent. Which in this fight against an easy opponent, he should. So, just stay consistent. And for Łukasz Brzeski, there was not much to say. He's terrible. He's only still in the UFC because he got an easy fight against Walter Walker, who's garbage. I don't even know why Łukasz is in the UFC, to be honest. On Contender Series, he had a no contest. I think he popped for something. He went 0-3. Against decent opponents, I guess, but still. Then he got Walter Walker in one of the worst fights I've ever fucking seen. And then he got flattened by McParkin earlier this year, so... the only time he's been able to do good is Walter Walker. And he didn't look good in that fight. He fell ass backwards into a win. And every time he fights someone who has a little bit of fucking fighting ability, he loses. Like Martin Buday. Even though... I'm sorry. Even though he won that fight. So, I guess I forgot about that. That was a blatant robbery. So he's 2-3 in the UFC. Still, Martin Buday. Trash. Carl Williams. Cut. Walter Cortez Acosta, okay. Nick Parkin, okay. Brzeski's terrible. He's just a punching bag, and he's not even good at being that, because he's easily KO'able, so... I don't think he's good, and I think he's going to get beat and cut here, so... I don't think he's a heavyweight. He's, not a fat dude. He's just a little flabby. If he fucking cut down to light heavyweight, it would be pretty easy. So... But he wants to stay at heavyweight. Good luck. You need it. Sorry. I don't know why I'm still a little bit sick from 2 weeks ago. But whatever. The Bangers first fight have Kennedy and Nzechukwu minus 520 to plus 350. Yeah, you could have him minus 550. I wouldn't go any higher than that. I still don't fully trust Kennedy. Again, he lost to OSP in 2024. But, like that, how does he lose this fight if he just doesn't show up? like, not literally, but maybe knowing him, like, the only way he would lose this fight is if he just fucking does what he did against OSP and doesn't fight. But I don't know why, I just don't know why he would do that. He should show up, knock out Brzeski in minutes, and move on. So, like, I just don't see the point. I don't see how he loses this fight, so give me Kennedy and Nzechukwu by knockout in the first. I don't see how he loses this. Brzeski has no chin, shit striking, shit grappling. He's a punching bag. Nzechukwu has good power. He's coming off a nice win. This is an easier fight than Chris Barnett. He's not having to cut weight on short notice. He has all the talent in the world. He should win this fight very easily. So, give me Kennedy and Nzechukwu by knockout in the first. I would say he's my lock of the night, but I'm not giving him that. The last time I did, he fucking lost. So, yeah. Give me Nzechukwu. I don't see how he loses this fight unless he just legitly, at this point, it would seem like he's throwing fights. So, give me Nzechukwu by knockout in the first. I really just don't see him losing this fight. I don't know how it would be possible to. So, Nzechukwu, knockout in the first. Pretty easy. After that, we go to the second fight of the night. My favorite fight of the night. The best fight of the night. I don't care if you disagree. This fight was made for me, I swear to God, because I love both these guys. Two of my favorite fighters. As in our second fight of the night, in the lightweight division, we have a banger and a rematch of a grappling match between the legend Clay the Carpenter Guida versus Chase the Dream Hooper. What a fight. I love it. This fight was made for me. Like I said, two of my top 15 favorite fighters. I literally could show you proof. I've been a fan of Clay Guida forever. One of my favorite fighters of all time. I've been a fan of Chase Hooper since the start. He's fucking awesome. I love this fight. I hate to see one of these guys lose, but I'm down to watch this fight. I love them both. A legend and a guy I'm a big fan of. What are there not to love? And again, these are just, I don't know how anyone could dislike this fight. Clay Guida's a legend. Chase Hooper, who doesn't love Chase Hooper? This is awesome. I love this fight. I love it. Can't fucking wait. Let's talk about it. Not a lot to say, but because I think, like, as much as I love this fight, if I'm not being biased, it's a pretty clear fight to predict. But we'll still talk about it a little, so let's get into it. We'll begin with the legend himself, Clay Guida. There's really nothing to say. What could I say that you don't know? It's Clay fucking Guida. It's his first fight in 2024, so he's been off for a while, which is kind of rare for Clay. He usually fights at least twice a year. But he's been off. He did take 2 L's in his last 2 fights against Rafa Garcia and João Quinn Silva, where he did look good, though. Against Rafa, he didn't look good, but against João Quinn, he put up a good fight. I remember that fight being really good. But yeah, he's been off for a year. He is 37 years old, so he's not going to fight as consistently as he probably would want to. But at 37 years old, or my bad, I thought he's 42, my bad. At 42 years old, you can only fight so much. Your body is not made to be fighting at that age, let alone consistently. So, but in the 2020s, he's not been that bad. 3-5 at his age, not bad. Michael Johnson, Leonardo Santos, Scott Holtzman, some fine wins. Bobby Green, Mark Madsen, Claudio Puelles, Rafa Garcia, João Quinn Silva. Puelles is not aging well, but the rest are decent. Like, Madsen, people think he won that fight, to be honest. So, like, he's never really been a top contender. He's always been a kind of a win-lose guy, so he's just kind of sticking to his guns as he gets older. This might be his last dance. I wouldn't be shocked if, again, 42 years old. But again, he's a fucking legend, and we know what Clay's gonna go out there and do. He's never really been a great striker. He has a little bit of striking, but it's not his strong suit. He wants to get you down. He wants to wrestle you. That's what he did against Michael Johnson, Scott Holtzman, etc., etc. Will he be able to do that to Chase Hooper? I doubt it, but you never know. Clay will find a way. 18-18 in the UFC, Jesus. Yeah, he should not really be fighting. He should have probably retired a few years ago, but maybe this is his last dance, we'll see. I'm excited to see the Carpenter back, at least for one. If it's his last dance, cool. Just good to see him back. We know we're getting with him. And if it is the last dance, at least going out against a good... He's not going out against some bum. It's not like he's fighting Grant Dawson. He's fighting Chase Hooper, who everyone loves, so can't complain. Legend in the flesh. It's always an honor to see him fight, so see how he does. To talk about his much younger opponent, only about close to 20 years younger, Chase Hooper. Chase in UFC, sorry, is 6-3. Since moving up to lightweight, he is 3-0. At featherweight, it was not his weight class. Like, I get he's really skinny, but he's gotten older, and that's just not his weight class. He did go 3-3 at featherweight, but he never could really beat a decent fighter. Like, Caceres beat him pretty badly. Steven Pearson dominated him. Steve Garcia ran through him like butter. Like, yeah, he beat Clares, Barrett, and Tamer, but those guys are trash, so... Sorry. Since moving up to lightweight, he is 3-0 against Nick Fiore, Jordan Levin, and Slava Claus. Nick Fiore's trash, but he did need that win. Jordan Levitt, that's a good win of a grappler. He was able to beat, kind of like Clay Guida, funny enough, grappler he was able to beat and look good against. And Slava Claus, the best performance of his career. He got his first knockdown of his career and just one of the worst beatings of the year. So, one of the most one-sided fights possible, so... Now 3-0 at lightweight, getting to fight a legend, a win here, and you could easily put him in there with a close to top 15 level guy. I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued. I think he's only 25. Chase has talent. His striking's getting better. I'm intrigued to see how far he can go at lightweight. And a win here, that'd be 4 in a row, 4-0. You gotta give him a good fight, so... Let's see what he can do. He's already had a win over Clay in grappling a few years ago. That calf slicer. Ow. So let's see how he does in an MMA fight. Probably even better, because he's a better striker, so... But I'm excited to see how... I'm excited to see this fight, and I'm excited to see both these guys back. 'Cause Chase has been off for a minute, Clay's been off for a year. I don't even know what to say. I hate breaking down this fight because I don't want to see either lose. But someone has to drop. Someone has to drop this one. Who will it be? The betting I have to say is going to be Clay Guida, because Chase is not -7, 770. He's up to -1,000 now. I agree. He should win. I don't know if he's a -1,000. Clay can find a way. But I do agree. If I'm making a pick for this fight, which I of course am, I'm going Chase Hooper. I love Clay. I've never picked against him. I can prove I've never picked against him. And I've picked a good amount of his fights now. Never have I picked against him. He's not winning this fight. I could see how he wins this fight, and I've never picked against Hooper. I think maybe once I did. Nope, never picked against him, so... literally two of my favorite fighters. Chase should win. Like, on the feet, he's bigger and better. Like, just height-wise, 6'1", 5'7", 74, 70. He's way better than Clay on the feet. He's way bigger than Clay. He's really good on the ground. Like, yeah, Clay has great wrestling, but Chase is so much bigger. He can just fucking reverse easily and throw up a submission, so... I love Guida. I hate to see him lose, but, yeah. How do you not go Chase Hooper here? So, I hate to see either guy lose, but if I'm making a prediction, give me Chase Hooper. I just don't see him losing this fight. The only way he would lose is if Clay just held him down for 15 minutes, which is not going to happen. So, give me Chase Hooper by submission the first. I think he gets him again. Clay, I can see Clay shooting for a takedown, getting guillotined. He has done that a few times. I think Charles got him like that. Or I think Jim Miller, my bad. Or I could just see Chase shooting in, getting on his back. I could see a lot of ways Chase can finish this fight. I'm gonna go submission in the first. He should be able to wrap Clay up and put him out. If Claudio Puelles can, Chase Hooper will. So give me Chase Hooper by submission in the first. I hate to make that prediction against Clay, especially in probably his last fight, but I want to get the pick right, and I love both, so I can't go wrong. Give me Chase Hooper by submission at first, but whatever happens, I'm happy. Great fight, can't wait. Chase by sub in the first. After that, we go to our third fight of the night in the welterweight division. A fight that's decent. Maybe should have happened 4 years ago, but maybe, I don't know. That's still not a bad time to do this fight now. You could have for a few fights on this card that maybe should have happened a few years ago, but this one's good even now. As in our third fight of the night in the welterweight division, a very good division on this card. 3 good fights on it. And we begin with this one, as in our third fight of the night, we have Michael the Maverick Chiesa versus Max Payne Griffin. This is a decent fight, but I feel like it's a pretty easy fight. Like, I'll talk about the betting odds in a minute, but this is a pretty easy fight. I know why people think it might be a little closer, but it's a really easy fight to predict, so yeah. Excuse me. Let's get into it. We'll begin with Michael Chiesa, who's somehow the younger guy in this fight, which is shocking. Can I just talk without any fucking interruptions, please? It'd be nice. Chiesa in the UFC is 12-7 at 37 years old. Again, somehow the younger guy in this fight. Never thought that would happen. I'm not going to go down his UFC career because that's pointless. I'll go down the last few years. He's on a nice winning streak, 4 in a row. Then Luque beat him. And then Sean Brady beat him. Then Kevin Holland beat him. And then his last fight, he got Tony Ferguson, which that's an easy win. If he didn't get Tony Ferguson, he was not going to win. I don't think Chiesa's that good anymore. And even to begin with, I didn't think he was that great a fighter. He's a good grappler. He can't strike. He has no fucking striking. He's just a really good grappler. And as he's gotten older, even that's not great. He's been subbed twice. Kevin Holland subbed you. A guy who's not that good of a grappler. He has good submissions. He can't fucking grapple. So, like, and if you're like at a 4-5 winning streak, the best one is RDA and Neil Magny. Carlos Condon in 2018. Diego Sanchez in 2019. Like, most of his wins have been old dudes. His last, like, decent win was, fucking Jim Miller in 2015. That's not, Dariush sucks. Yeah, Ali Quinton in 2012. So, like, Chiesa at one point was one of the best welterweights, I guess. Welterweight was pretty weak at one point, if you can't tell. But in 2024, he's gotten older. He still can't strike. His grappling is getting nullified. And unless he's fighting a literal fucking guy a literal skeleton who shouldn't even be in the cage, Tony. Jesus Christ. Sorry if you could hear that on mic. Unless he's fighting a guy who literally shouldn't even be in there like Tony, he's not gonna win. So, again, the last time he won a fight that was against a real fighter was 2021. And that's Neil Magny, who is a gatekeeper at the highest degree. So, I'm not, like, I get it. He's coming off a win. We all love Tony. 36 years old, my bad. But, let's be honest, Chiesa's not that guy. Like, he's never been that guy. At one point he was okay, but let's be honest. Again, 2024, 36 years old. Can't strike, can only grapple, and even then, he's not great at it. Been subbed 5 times. I'm not falling for this trap of him, he beat Tony. Like, how many, like, that's the only reason he won a fight. They gave him Tony Ferguson. You give him anyone else, he's losing. So, I'm not falling for this Chiesa trap. That's what they want. People are gonna fall for this Chiesa trap and look stupid when he gets beat. He's old. He should be retired by now. He should be doing the fucking commentary with Dominick Cruz and shit. So I'm not falling for this. Especially against a guy in Max Griffin who I think is way better than him now and probably back then. Didn't speak as a devil. to talk about Max Griffin, yeah, he's 3 years older than Chiesa and has looked way better. He's 8-8 in the UFC, even though a lot of questionable decisions on his record. And, like, if you look down his record, his wins, I don't know who that is. Mike Perry, don't know who that is. Ramiz, that famous elbow. Kenan Song, Carlos Condit, Tim Means, and Jeremiah Wells. His losses. Colby Covington in your debut is crazy. Zaleski, that's not much easier. Who the fuck is Kurt Smelter? Thiago Alves, Alex Morono, Alex Oliveira, Neil Magny, which was probably a robbery or a very debatable decision at that, and Michael Morales. The worst loss on his record is whoever the fuck Curtis Milner is. The rest are all pretty good fighters, and were mostly in their prime. Like Neil Magny in 2022, and that's debatable, but the rest are like still decent when he lost to them. And he's been able to beat these lesser fighters like your Tim Means and Jeremiah Wells. So I think Max has been one of the most underrated dudes in the UFC for a few years now. He's good. I get it. He's 39 years old. I get it. He's not the most exciting, but he's really well-rounded and good. On the feet, he's decent. On the ground, he can hold his own. Dude beat Jeremiah Wells, a guy who just comes at you. Yeah, again, I get 39 years old and a 20-10 record. It's not shiny, but his record does not show how good he is at all. So, I've been high on Max for a while, and I think he's good. I think he's a solid fighter, and hopefully this is a win that can put him over the top and give him some respect finally, because I feel like he hasn't been respected a lot. Did with the underdog against Jeremiah. Like, well, I think he was the favorite against Tim, yeah. And I'm a big favorite. So, I don't know. I just don't get what people are saying with this fight. Like, people are just seeing a guy who's coming off a win against Tony Ferguson in 2024 and saying, oh yeah, I'm going him. Because they have not, most people haven't even seen Max Griffin fight, because he's usually in the Apex. People saw Chiesa fight Tony, and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick that guy. I saw him beat Tony. And this guy's, he's fighting a guy an old dude at 39 and 20 and fall for a fucking trap here. Chiesa is not that guy. And he's gonna burn people here, their parlays or whatever. Like, the betting odds agree with me. Max Griffin minus 155 plus 130. You could have him a bigger favorite. He should win this fight. And actually, I saw the odds earlier. They got closer. Max is only minus 120 now. If Max Griffin becomes the underdog, that's insane. He's not going to lose this fight. How would he? Unless Chiesa lays on him for 15 minutes, Max wins this fight. In a striking match, Chiesa has no chance. So, give me Max Griffin by decision. I don't see what people are seeing. I get it, he beat Tony Ferguson this year. 5 years ago. Even then, if it was 5 years ago, Chiesa has aged. He's 37 years old. His birthday is Saturday, so I was right. Give me Max Griffin by decision. Don't fall for the Chiesa trap. Don't fall for that. That's what they want you to do. Don't. Max Griffin's the better fighter. He should win this fight. Give me Max Griffin by decision. He's the better fighter. Don't fall for the Chiesa trap. He beat Tony. That's not impressive. Max Griffin by decision. Better, well-rounded fighter. Don't fall for the trap. After that, we go to our fourth fight of the night, our co-main of the early prelims, a flyweight banger, the only one on the card. And in our fourth fight of the night, we had to flyweight for what could easily be the fight of the night between Cody, custom-made Durden, versus Joshua, the fearless Van. Yeah, this fight's gonna be great. Like, do I really have to tell you this fight's gonna be great? Because this fight's gonna be great. Durden, banger. Van, super banger. Let's fucking go. This is gonna be good. Two guys who deserve a title shot more than Kai Asakura, whoever the fuck that even is. Let's start with Cody Durden. Durden in the UFC is 6-4-1. His wins have been Orichi Lang, JP Buys, Carlos Mota, Charles Johnson, Jake Hadley, and Matt Schnell. not the best wins. That Johnson win's aging perfectly, but I think a rematch goes differently. And that Snow win last time out was good. Outside of that, So he had a bonus after missing weight. That's funny. And then his losses have been Jimmy Flick, Muhammad Bukayev, Takira Limbakov, and Bruno Silva, and he had a draw in his debut with Chris Gutierrez. Durden has gotten better. His striking is getting better, as we saw in that Matt Snow fight. He was able to hold his own on the feet. And even that Bruno Silva fight, he beat Bruno pretty badly, and then he just got clipped by the more powerful guy. So that's going to happen. And we know his ground game is really good. That's how he nullified Charles Johnson, Jay Cadley, etc. by just mauling them on the ground. He kind of reminds me of Colby a little bit in his ground and his fighting style. He has enough striking. He has a decent enough striking game to where he can get takedowns, and he can hold his own on the feet, like Colby Covington. So, I think Durden's a fine fighter. I don't like him. I still think he's an asshole. But he's grown on me. I respect him a little more. He's a fine fighter. He has fun fights. And he's getting a tough fight here. Joshua Van, a guy who's really fucking good and going to bring the best out of Durden. Let's see what happens. This could be a banger. That Schnell fight was great. That Bruno Silva fight was great. Let's see if he can have another banger. Like that, his striking has gotten better, and we know his ground game's great. His cardio's okay. See what he can do against a guy who's going to test him. I'm excited. And talk about his opponent, Joshua Van. Van in the UFC is 4-1. His 4 wins have been Łukasz Zumagulov, Kevin Borjas, Felipe Muniz, and Edgar Chairez. And he took an L, his first L of his career, to Charles Johnson. Or was it the second L of his career? Second L, my bad. Van is great. I know his wins are trash. Łukasz, trash. Okay, and that fight was great. And then losing to Charles Johnson doesn't look great, but at the same time, Charles Johnson is maybe the hottest fighter in the division right now. So take that if you will. Van's young. He's only 23 or whatever. So losing this early in your career is good. You live and learn. I made a comparison for Durden. I still think Van's comparison is purely on. He starts slow. He's gonna lose round 1. Sorry. But he's going to come back in round 2 and 3 and bring the fucking fight to you. And if you're not ready to go into that fire, you're gonna get burnt by Van. He did that to Muniz. He did that to Borjas. He did that to Łukasz. He did that to Chairez. He tried to do that to Charles Johnson, but energy ain't gonna gas like that. He's good. I still think Van's really good. I don't think he's quite ready for top 15 yet. I think Durden is ranked 14th, so I don't love him getting a top 15 shot. But he could beat a lot of top 15 dudes, just I don't think he's ready for your Steve Ercegs and your fucking, I'm trying to think of something, he would beat Perez, he'd beat fucking Tagir. So, yeah, maybe he is ready for top 15. Top 15, he would beat Pantoja pretty easily, so, But, I don't know. Van's young. He still has some learning to do, because then Charles Johnson was able to clip him. Charles Johnson, a guy who's not known for KOs, even though he should have 2 KOs in a row now. But, Van's good. Van's really good. Again, I think he's a little Piotr Young. So, I'm excited to see him back. This is going to be a great fight, and he's active. 4th fight this year, and he lost one of those fights. So, gotta give him props. Dude just shows up in fights. So, this kid's good. He's gonna be in top 15 sooner than later. He's going to be a top contender sooner than later. Let's see if we can get in top 15. I don't know if he's quite ready yet. I think 1 or 2 more fights, a win here, and maybe 1 more. But if you beat Durden, who I believe is in top 15, I guess you're ready. So, let's see how the kid does. Let's see if he's ready. The main after his fight, I have Joshua Van minus 165 to plus 135. I think that's about what they still are. Van is still a pretty solid favorite, as he should be. He should win this fight. He's a good fighter. He's a better fighter than Durden, I think. Like, on the feet, Van's better. On the ground, Durden's better. Cardio, Van's better. And I can tell you right now how the fight's gonna go. Round 1, Durden will land a few nice shots. He might take Van down. He'll win round 1. And then Van will come back in round 2 and 3, have a banger with him, and win 29-28. It's what he does in every fight. Did against Shirez, Borjas, etc. So, he might finish Durden even. We don't know if Durden has gas that time. We saw that against, who did we see that against? Not Bruno Silva. We've seen him gas even in the wins. So, it's been a while since he's had to gas, because his fight's not been going long enough to gas, but still. I'm on Van. He should win. I think he's a better fighter, and let's see if he's ready. Again, if you beat Durden, I guess you are ready after all, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. But give me Joshua Van by decision. I think he should be able to win this fight, win the last 2 rounds, stuff takedowns, and have a banger. Simple game plan. He's done it before. Let's do it again. Give me Joshua Van by decision. Let's see if the kid's ready. I think he is. Van by decision. After that, I'm not going to talk about this fight again. Give me Eric Anders by decision. Not talking about it. Don't care. Fuck you. That's the early prelims over with. They're great. They're great. What a great early prelims. Kennedy starting the night off. A finish, hopefully. Guida Hooper. I love it. Griffin Chiesa could be fun. Durden Van's a banger. Great early prelims. Some OGs on the card. Some good prospects. Can't ask for much more. I like it. Great early prelims. And now, and this shit's garbage. And now we go to the prelims. Prelims. Fuck. Which has 3 good fights, 1 bathroom break. But, can't be perfect. I would swap. I'd put Guida Hooper on in between Battle and Luque. But, what do I know? We got some bangers. 4 more fights to break down before the main card. 3 of them are good. Let's get into them. As we begin in the welterweight division, and I forgot, there's 4 great fights at welterweight on this card. I forgot this was a welterweight fight. And then our first fight of the prelims, we have a banger in the welterweight division. My boy is back, as we have Randy Rude Boy Brown versus Bryan the Butcher battle. Bryan, baby. He's back, baby. The Butcher cutting up the welterweight division. Good. Love to see it. I believe Bryan actually stepping in for Carlos Prates, who was meant to fight Randy Brown, but he got switched into the Neil Magny main event, so shit happens. Battle and Brown. Battle finally getting a step up in competition, getting closer to the rankings. Like, Randy Brown, a guy who's borderline ranked, to be honest. He's always in that fucking area, so it's gonna be good, man. This is gonna be a good fight. It might not go 15 minutes, or it might. I don't know. That's my big dilemma with this fight. You already know my pick, my boy. But it's gonna be a good fight. But we will still talk about the fight a little bit, so let's get into it. We begin with the Rude Boy Randy Brown, 13-5 in the UFC. He is only 32 years old. 34 years old, my bad. But he's had a lot of fights. Some of his most notable wins have been... Second time I've seen this dude's name. Mickey Gall, Bryan Barberena, Warley Alves, Alex Oliveira, Jared Gooden, Chaos Williams, Francisco Trinaldo, Wellington Turman, Muslim Selikov, and Zaleski. Some decent wins. Zaleski and Chaos are nice wins. The rest, that's Selikov wins aging pretty nicely, so a few nice wins. His losses have been Mike Graves, the most basic name possible, Nico Price, Vicente Luque, Jack Della Maddalena. So he's lost to a few decent names like JDM, Luque, Prime Nico Price. So yeah, he's been like really good in the division. Like dude mainly wins. If you beat Randy Brown, you're a decent fighter. Again, guys like wins over Chaos, Selikov, and Zaleski. A, aging great. B, he looks good in those fights. So, and like even guys like Alex Oliveira, Trinaldo are good fucking wins. Bryan Barberena in 2019. So, Randy Brown's good. He's kind of just been, but like, he's always feel like he's just floating around. I don't think he's ever been ranked, but he's never been like far away from the rankings. He's always just right there. Every time he's right at getting a ranking spot, he loses to JDM or what have you. Or he gets a really tough prospect after beating up the old dudes. So, like, Brown's good. He's really good at using his reach. He has good power in his hands. He's a good striker, good kicker, good ground game. But he just keeps falling short against these higher level guys like your Luques and JDMs. So, could this be his coming out party? Maybe. Could he finally fraud check a guy? Possibly. But I doubt it. But you never know. Randy Brown is very good. Just like I said this with Juice, and I'm going to say it again with Randy Brown. It's a really big test for Bryan Battle. It's a real test for him, so... Randy Brown's no pushover. Dude's really good. Dude, you don't fucking rack up 13 wins and since the start of 2021 win 4, 5, 6, 7, go 7-1 at welterweight. So Brown's good. He's gonna be a real test. Let's see if Battle can pass it. Speaking of the devil again, Bryan Battle. Battle in the UFC is 6-1-1, really 7-1. His wins have been Gilbert Urbina, Tresean Gore, Takashi Sato, Gabe Green, AJ Fletcher, Angel Losa, and Kevin Juice. He lost to Renak Rakhnadinov on short notice, and he did win the Ultimate Fighter. Battle's been great in the UFC. His middleweight, he went 2-0, beating Urbina and Gore for the tough finale. Then he moved down to welterweight and dominated. Beautiful knockout against Takashi Sato. Beautiful knockout against Gabe Green. Beat AJ Fletcher. Made Angel Losa quit. Demolished Kevin Juice. Like, his only loss is Renat on short notice, and to be honest, in a rematch, he wins that fight easily. So, Battle has been great. In fact, me being biased, like I said, he's one of my favorite fighters, but he should win this fight. He's been really good. He's a really good fighter, and on paper, Randy Brown's good too, but Battle's better. Like, Battle, hasn't fought the level of competition Randy Brown has, but he's looked great. Kevin Juice, a really good prospect, beat the shit out of him. The outside of that, the wins are kind of weak, but still, that Tresean Gore aged pretty nicely. But Battle's just been building himself up. People haven't really been talking about him since, till about the Kevin Juice fight. That Juice fight put him on the map, made people start talking about him, and he deserves it. 4 wins in a row now. Again, 5-1 overall at welterweight. Dude's good. He's really fucking good. His striking's good. He has a ground game. He just hasn't been showing it. He doesn't want to show it. He's 30 years old. He's right in that caliber of prospects with Protest, Shavkat, JDM, Morales, fucking yada yada, 100 fucking prospects in that division. He's kind of the overlooked one, so a win here and he's right there in that fucking debate even more. I think Garry should be, but a lot of people kind of leave him out. A win here against a tough veteran like Randy Brown, especially in dominant fashion. The butcher is here, and people might not be ready for another great prospect in this division. They already have enough to worry about. Let's see if he can pass the Randy Brown test. I guess kind of like Neil Magny test. Another long, lengthy guy. Just a little better than Magny. Well, maybe Battle will fight Magny next. You always gotta pass that test before becoming a top guy. So, yeah. But, I can't really say much else about Bryan. I'm happy he's getting the respect he finally deserves. Because I've been a fan of him since Tough. I thought he was great on Tough. He's been great in the UFC. Happy to see it's finally paying off for him. Can he make it a reality? Can he make it... Can he prove he's legit, is what I guess I'm trying to say. Let's see. The Bayon's first fight, I have Bryan Battle minus 250 to plus 205. I mean, minus 250, I think it's at plus 250. Minus 250 to plus 205. Yeah, I agree. He should win this fight. I think he's better than Randy. On the feet, I think he's a better striker. On the ground, I think he's a better grappler. Cardio-wise, I think he's better. Durability-wise, I think he's better. Heart-wise, I think he's better. He should win this fight. I think he's just better than Randy. how does he win this fight has been my dilemma. I could see him winning any 3 ways. He could win by knockout, he could win by submission, he could win by decision. I don't think he's going to go to decision route. I think he's going to want to get Randy out of there. But, Two submissions, 2 knockouts, 1... Let's see, so he was KO'd by... Oh, yeah, subbed by JDM. Really? They got knocked out. Luque knocked him out, Price knocked him out, and Graves submitted him. I'm gonna go Bryan battle by... I'm feeling submission. I don't know why. I feel submission from Bryan here. Which is something... I know we saw him piece up Juice, but... especially with how long and lengthy Randy is, I think he wants to get on the inside, and best way to do that, grab him. I feel a submission. I feel Bryan. I just can see Bryan getting him, especially a tired Randy Brown. Give me Bryan battle by submission in a second is what I'm feeling. I think he can get Randy to that ground to sub him. Okay, Bryan has a great ground game as well. Like, the only fight we've ever seen his ground game get demolished is Renat, and that was short-nosed. Aside that, he's in that feud. He subbed AJ Fletcher. He subbed... He beat up Urbina on the ground, so... He has a good ground game, he just doesn't show it, so... If he wants to show it in this fight, could really pay off for him. I'm gonna go Bryan battle by submission in a second, I think. Especially against a long, lancier dude. Well, only an inch longer, but still... A guy who's really good at using that reach... I'm gonna go Bryan battle by submission in a second, I think. Maybe I'll change it, but that's what I'm feeling right now, so... Give me battle submission in a second. That's what I'm feeling. The Butcher is coming to carve up the Rude Boy. And I think by submission. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he doesn't even shoot a takedown. He just wants to beat the shit out of him. But we'll see. Bryan battle submission in a second. Not talking about this piss break. I'm going Evoyev, but I do think Sterling will win. Next. After that, in our co-main event of the prelims, we head to welterweight for a fight that got changed, but for the better, as in our co-main event of the prelims in the welterweight division, pretty much staying in the welterweight division, we have Vicente, the Silent Assassin, Luque, versus Themba, the Anther, Gorimbo. So, I don't think I ever got to explain this short notice replacement, but Themba is stepping in for Nick Diaz. Thank you, UFC, for pulling Nick Diaz. That was beyond smart. So, and I'm happy Themba's getting a chance he deserves. So, yeah, good W. Thank you, UFC, for doing the right thing. For once, it's rare, but thank you. Good fight. I'm excited. I'm really intrigued in this fight. Let's see what happens. We'll start with the Silent Assassin, the ranked Vicente Luque. How the fuck is he still ranked? 15-6 in the UFC. I'm not going to go down his whole career. Like, mainly the only thing worth talking about is what has been going on with him lately. I'll start with the Geoff Neal fight, where he got punched so bad he got brain bleed. That pretty much ended his career, in my opinion. Then he beat RDA in a fight no one remembers because it was boring. And then he quit versus Buckley. Like, and the reason I want to talk about him in 2 different categories, because the guy we've seen here is not the guy we saw here. The Luque we saw here was the Silent Assassin, a guy who just beat the shit out of people, who was one of the most exciting and best welterweights. The guy we've seen since the Geoff Neal fight is soft, boring, should retire. Again, Neal beat him senseless, literally. RDA, again, no one even remembers that. And in Buckley, he literally curled up in a ball and quit. So, which is something the younger Luque would never have done. So, he should retire. That brain bleed shit ended his career. And I get he's only 33 years old, but we know fucking brain injuries. He should not be fighting. Like, I'm happy he's fighting a guy who's not a big power puncher. Like, like, he should not be fighting. It's that simple. And, again, that Buckley fight, he quit. You can't tell me otherwise. He curled up into a ball and quit. you hate to see it. You hate to see a dude at 33 years old become fucking a quitter, just broken. I don't even want to call him a quitter. He's just broken as a fighter. But yeah, he's broken. That's the best term to describe Luque at this point. He's a broken fighter. So, would it be cool to see Luque of old come back, have bangers, and be a top contender again? Yes. But I think that guy's dead. I think that Luque, the prime Luque is gone. We got old, washed Luque now. And it sucks. It sucks to see Geoff Neal fucking broke him. But that happens in a fight game, man. It happens. Sucks to see. It's funny, and if you asked me this, like, if you told me Prime Luque was going in this cage of Themba, Prime Luque wins easily. You're telling me 2024 Luque, quitter Luque goes in there? It's over. To talk about his short notice opponent, Themba Gorimbo. Themba in the UFC is 4-1. His 4 wins have been Takashi Sato, Pete Rodriguez, Ramiz Brahimaj, and Nico Price, and he didn't lose his debut against AJ Fletcher. His debut, he did not look great. Short notice, AJ Fletcher, it happens. Ever since, he's looked great. Beat Takashi Sato easily, KO'd Pete Rodriguez in his best performance so far, easily beat Ramiz Brahimaj, easily beat Nico Price. Dude good, and this is a chance to prove he's legit. Was he just beating cans, or is he legit? I'm happy Themba's getting this chance in front of a crowd, in an arena, getting a top 15 shot on a 4-fight winning streak. He deserves it. Dude deserves it. We'll see what happens, man. Time to see if he's legit. A win here, and he's in the top 15. That's fucking insane to think about. A dude whose debut was losing to AJ Fletcher, a guy who's not in the UFC, and now he's about to be in the top 15 if he wins this fight. You'll love to see it, but he has to win first. He should win, but how did he do on short notice under the lights? This is his first time out of the Apex. Again, short notice, he did just fight in October. I'll see how he does. This is a chance, man. Like I said, this is his chance. Is he legit? We find out Saturday night. He should win. Then the betting odds agree, having Themba minus 210 plus 175. Again, batshit crazy betting odds, and looking like 5 years ago. But yeah, I agree. Themba should win. Like, you could have Themba even a bigger favorite, minus 240. He should win. Again, on the feet, I think Luque's better. But on the ground, I could see Themba being able to get him down. And again, if Themba lands a good enough shot, Luque might just curl into a ball and quit. So, give me Themba. Which, again, I never thought I'd be picking Themba Gorimbo to beat Vicente Luque, but Luque in 2024 is broken. So, give me Themba Gorimbo by decision. He should win this fight pretty easily. On the feet, he's a lesser striker, but who knows if Luque even wants to have a striking match. He might be the one trying to grapple. If he does, he's going to get out-grappled. So, give me Themba Gorimbo by decision. He should win this fight. He's a better fighter, I think, right now, and I'm happy he's getting this opportunity. Make the most of it, brother. Get this win. Give me Themba Gorimbo by decision. Let's see. Let's see how washed Luque is. Let's see if Gorimbo's legit. That's all I can say. Let's see. Gorimbo by decision. My pick. And now for our featured prelim, a fight that, speaking of fight that should have happened 5 years ago, but didn't. This fight, but this is gonna be a banger. This should be fun. The old guys in the light heavyweight division, even though they should not be ranked, but different story. And then our featured prelim in the light heavyweight division, we have some veterans, but veterans as we have Anthony Lionheart Smith versus Dominick the Devastator Reyes. Fun fight. Is it the best fight on the prelims? No. But it's fun. And that's like, it's two of the old dudes in the weight class. Smith, who just sucks. Reyes, who got back on track last time out. One guy lost to John Jones badly. One guy beat John Jones. It's a fun fight. It's beautiful matchmaking. Perfect. It's perfect. Down to the last minute detail. Again, would this fight been cooler 5 years ago? Yes. It's still cool now? Yes. I like this fight. Fun way to end prelims, even though I do think there's better prelims. Battle, Gorimbo, Guida. But I get why this is a featured prelim. This could probably be on the main card over some fights. Different story. Anthony Smith, Dominick Reyes, banger. Let's talk about it. Let me talk to you. And we begin with Anthony Smith. Not much to say. 13-10. And again, like, there's so many old dudes on this card. I'm not going to go down the whole career because we'd be here even longer than we already are. But for Smith in his last, like, we'll go from since the Ankalaev fight, he'd kind of been up and down. He lost to Ankalaev, he lost to Walker, he beat Spann, maybe. He lost to Khalil, he fraud-checked Petrino, he looked awful against Doladze. Like, Smith was never a good fighter to begin with. Like, his best win is, what, on old Gustafsson and Volkan Oezdemir. But outside of that, like, he's not good. He never was good. He's a subpar striker with no grappling, shit cardio, not a lot of heart anymore. 36 years old, his chin's gone, his grappling sucks. Yeah, he's just mid. Like, and I don't think mid's the right term. He's not good, so. Like, in his mind, he can be the best fighter in the world. Say Jones is not that good, that light the ring on fire, whatever the fuck. Whatever delusional garbage he sings. But he's not good. He's 36 years old, he shouldn't be ranked anymore. He's the 10th best guy in the fucking Alaskan bar or whatever, so. He's not good. It's that simple. He can be tough, but you can't even be a Lionheart anymore because you have no fucking chin. So. For a while that lasted, but not anymore. Age got to you, but you're still on paper the best, or whatever. And then to talk about the only man to beat John Jones, Dominick Reyes, 7-4. We know how his career has been going. He was undefeated, beat Jones, lost to Boutian, lost to Yuri, lost to Spann, pretty much on death's door. And then they gave him the layup that is Dustin Jacoby. He looked great. Looked like Dominick Reyes again. And now he's back on track. I think that break between, like, taking 2023 off was really smart. He needed that. His chin needed to fucking regroup. He needed to regroup, and he did a great job. He looked like Dominick Reyes again against Jacoby. And now it's interesting to see how he does in the division now. I still don't think he's going to go far. I still think a lot of guys beat him. Alberg, Khalil, etc. But he can win these fights against the shitty fighters like Jacoby and Smith. He could beat Walker. He could beat all these guys. So it's good to see him back on track. Like, Reyes is a guy you want to cheer for. He beat John Jones, and then he lost 3 in a row. Bad luck at highest degree, so. And he's still young, he's only 34. He's taking a lot of damage, and I still don't know how his chin holds up, but he's back. Let's see how he does against another easy opponent. An older guy again, so. Let's see, man. Good to have Reyes back. Let's see how back he really is. Let's see if it was just a one-hit wonder. Or is he fully back? Excuse me. The betting odds for this fight have Dominick Reyes minus 340 to plus 265. Yeah. Like, maybe I'd move it down a little bit, but overall Reyes should win this fight. He's better. On the feet, better. On the ground, better. Age, better. Power, striking, The only thing Smith has over him is a better chin. But Smith is not knocking anyone out. Who was the last guy Smith knocked out? Shogun in 2018? So, the Reyes should win this fight. It's pretty much another layup for Dominick, just like the Jacoby fight. So, give me Dominick Reyes by. He probably knocks him out in the first. Smith has been knocked out 10 times? God damn, yeah, Reyes by knockout in the first. The fuck? Smith is ass. Smith is gonna get put the fuck to sleep. Or he pulls a rabbit out of his ass like the Ryan Spann rematch and wins. So, I don't know. Give me Dominick Reyes by knockout in the first. He should be able to put away a 36-year-old shitty Anthony Smith. So, yeah. Reyes is back, and give me Reyes by knockout in the first. That simple. Smith sucks. Reyes is back. Let's see it. 1, 2, 3, Reyes. Knockout in the first to end the prelims. Wow, on the hour mark perfectly. The prelims, they're decent. There's, I would say, 2 bad fights on them. The rest are good. Like, on one prelims, you got Nzechukwu, Guida Hooper, Chiesa Griffin, Durden Van, Bryan Battle, Luque Gorimbo, Dominick Reyes. It's a great prelims. When the only 2 duds are Weidman and Joe, that's fine. 2 bathroom breaks. Good to have. Like, no one gives a fuck about Chris Weidman. No one gives a fuck about Actor Lame. Cool. It would be cool if all the prelims were great, but 2 bathroom breaks. Can't complain. I like it. Great prelims. Now we go on to the main card, which is a really, really weird combination of good, bad, and the ugly. So, let's get right into it, and we begin with a fight that's very good. Just gonna be... Speaking of fight of the night, you can give it to this fight right now, because we know what's gonna win fight of the night. As in our first fight of the main card, we head to featherweight for a motherfucking banger between Nate the Train Landwehr versus the Korean Superboy Choi. What do you want me to say about this fight? I don't know what you want me to say about this fight. It's going to be amazing. It's either going to go 15 amazing minutes, or someone's going to get KO'd. There's not going to be no coward takedowns. It's going to be 2 guys fighting. Nate the Train only has bangers. I don't need to click on Nate the Train. You know Nate the Train. In the UFC, baby. He only has bangers. Choi bounced back, finally. Looked great against Joe, looked like himself again. Yeah, before that he took a lot of L's, but no one cares. These 2 dudes are just here to have a banger, and that's what they're gonna do. I don't know what you want me to say. Excuse me. These 2 are going to have the fight of the night, maybe of the year. Like, I don't know what else you want me to say. The UFC knows what they're doing. They put this fight, be in the main card, start off with a bang, instead of whatever the fuck you did with the last card. Paul Craig, Bo Nickel, good job. Roofy having a fucking dud. Start off with a fight you know can't be bad. Nate the Train ain't shooting a takedown. Choi ain't shooting a takedown. 2 dudes are gonna stand in that cage and bang until someone goes down or 15 minutes is over. I can't wait. I don't need to break down the fight anymore. That's all you need to know. Who cares who wins? Just have a banger. Who cares? I'm probably gonna pick Nate the Train by decision. I don't care who wins. I'm a fan of both. I just want to see a banger, and that's what this fight is going to be. 2 dudes swanging and banging for either 15 minutes or less till someone goes down, or we have to see some scorecards. Either way, I can't wait. Now, on the opposite side of that coin, is staying in the featherweight division. I'm not going to click on this fight. It doesn't deserve it. Why? Why? I have too many questions, and I don't want them answered because UFC is stupid. Bryce Mitchell by decision and a fucking snooze fest. Fuck Kron Gracie, the dude's not a fighter. He's a grappler. He's a nut sniffer. You ain't a fighter, you don't know how to fight. Bryce Mitchell, he sucks also, and he might be dumb enough to get submitted. But overall, I'm going Bryce Mitchell by decision. Not even worth the time it would take to click on it. Next. Oh, speaking of boring, Ciryl gone. Great. Next, we got a pointless rematch that no one asked for and no one wants, but heavyweight sucks so bad. Why not? And in our third fight of the main card, the only rematch of the card, as we head to heavyweight for the second time tonight for a rematch between Ciryl Gane versus Alexander Drago Volkov. I'm not gonna waste time. What do I think's gonna happen? I think Gane's going to do the same thing he did in the first fight. He's going to fucking stay at range, pick at him, and win a boring fight. That's what happened in the first fight. That's what's gonna happen here. The movie star, a.k.a. ducking Tom Aspinall, Mr. Movie Star is just going to stay at range and run around the cage for 15 boring minutes instead of 25 boring minutes, which that's cool. Yeah. It's gonna be a throw-gun fight. Boring. I don't know what you want me to say. That's what I think's gonna happen. It happened in the first fight. I doubt anything has changed. They got a little bit older. Gane's now 34. Volkov's now 36. But they're still the same fighters, and most likely Gane still just runs around a cage for 15 boring minutes. Simple. Who am I going to pick? I'm biased. Fuck Gane. Give me Volkov. I hope Volkov wins. I doubt he wins, but I can hope. Give me Volkov by decision, but again, I think Gane's going to win. So, yeah. I hope I'm wrong, but I doubt I'm wrong. Give me Volkov by decision. But I know that's going to be an L. I don't care. Fuck Ciryl Gane, the guy who ducked Aspinall to go film a fake movie. Dick. Volkov by decision. Now, time for the main event of the evening. Oh, this is going to be satisfying as fuck to see this cuck get knocked the fuck out. And then our main event of the evening for what should be the interim UFC welterweight championship of the world. We have Shavkat Nomad Rakhmonov. So good to have him back. I don't care who's fighting. Fuck Cuckboy. Fuck Ian Garry. Fuck his whore wife and that kid that probably ain't even his. Shavkat by whatever he wants. My lock of the night. He should be minus 1,000. It's Shavkat, baby. He's going to do whatever the fuck he wants to this dumb cuck bitch. And I can't wait. Like, all these nerds who are trying to sound cool. Oh, I think you guys are overlooking Ian Garry. No, he's ass. He lost to MVP. The dude's garbage. He has no chance. Shavkat by whatever he wants. If he wants to win by goddamn twister, he will. Shavkat by knockout in the second's my pick. He might knock him out sooner than that. Whenever he wants. Ian Garry sucks ass. Key Mountain Song almost knocked him out. What is Shavkat gonna do? Give me Shavkat by knockout in the second. Lock of the night. Ian has no chance. Again, all you nerds. Well, I think these odds should be closer. No, they should be farther. Shavkat not being minus 1,000 is disrespectful as fuck. It's the easiest win he's had since fucking fighting Javanero was harder. Goddamn, Wonder Boy was tougher. Hardest fight he's had. Easiest win he's had since what? Carlson Harris? Even though that might have been harder. Shavkat knockout in second, lock the night, or whatever he wants. Simple, fuck Ian Garry. Great main event though. Can't wait. Oh, and I'm not gonna click on this garbage. You're a can. I don't even know who you are, but I hope you win. That's all I gotta say about that. No one gives a fuck. You suck. Who are you? Next. Finally, boom. That's the card. To go over my picks one more time. Nzechukwu by knockout in the first. Chase Hooper by submission in the first. Max Griffin by decision. Joshua Van by decision. Eric Anders by decision. Bryan Battle by submission in the second. Monterrey Ivaev by decision. Themba Gorimbo by decision. Dominick Reyes by knockout in the first. Nate to Train. I'm gonna go Nate to Train, but I don't really know who wins this fight. But I'll go Nate by decision. Bryce Mitchell by decision. Alexander Volkov by decision. Shavkat Rakhmonov by knockout in the second. My lock of the night. And whoever the fuck Kai Asakura is. Akira. Whoever the fuck you are, just don't suck. Kai by decision, I guess. I don't give a fuck. Bang. Finally done. Like I said, the card's a mix of good and bad. Good, shit, good, trash, good, awful, trash, great, trash. It's a lot more good than bad. Really only 1, 2, 5 bad fights, but the rest are great. Like, fun knockout, meme fight, Fun. Gonna be fun. Interesting. Fun. Amazing to watch. So, yeah, you just gotta get through this clown. Why are you even still here? You suck, and you should retire. So, yeah. Outside of those 5 duds, it's a good card. Fucking Landwehr's gonna have a banger. Shavkat's gonna kill Ian Garry. Fucking Nzechukwu, Guida, Hooper, Bryan battle. I can go on for days about the good on this card, and I can talk shit on the bad forever. So, yeah, it gets dumbed down by Act Joe, Cantoja, Ciryl, Gane, but the good is good, and we're gonna enjoy the good and just probably take a piss break during the bad. So, yeah, that's all I really gotta say about this fight. This fight card, I don't know why I said fight. This card, it's gonna be fun. I don't know why I'm even showing this, let me show, there you go. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun card. There's more good than bad, and we're gonna enjoy that, so. I can't wait for Shavkat, Nate, and all the other great shit, so. Yeah, we gotta make it through the trenches with some trash, but when we do, we get to the main event, and we get to see Shavkat kill a man. I can't wait. So, outside of that, I don't got much else to say. I know if you wanted to hear me talk about a fight and I didn't talk about it, I don't care. The fight sucked. Make me want to hear me talk about better fights, I guess is all I can say to that. So, yeah, I don't really have much more to say. Next time you hear me talk about this card is Sunday, probably 1 p.m. EST. I have been good at getting it out on time, but if not, then at least sometime on Sunday. You'll hear me celebrate Ian Garry's funeral, and hopefully maybe Aljo's and Cantoja's as well. So, yeah. But outside of that, not very much else to say. The card's decent. It's good to be back. I guess only for two cards to end the year, but either way, it's good to be back one last time for one last stretch of cards, and let's enjoy it while we have it, because then we got a 3-week break, which fucking sucks. So, yeah, but let's enjoy the fights while we have them, and see what happens. Besides that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. 100 subs goal by the end of the year. I know it's not happening, but it would be cool. Get 30 in 4 weeks, 3 weeks would be cool. It's not gonna happen. Either way, like I said at the beginning, thank you for watching no matter what. Thank you for liking, disliking, whatever. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed it. And you'll hear from me again on Sunday. Thank you for watching. And as always, unless I'm gonna say something, RX out. Good vibes only and always.